Peace, everybody. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at TBP Live, where we broadcast every Sunday from 7 to 7:30. We broadcast out of the Village United, 324 East Avenue D. I am your host, Mr. R2, and my beautiful co-host, the Aries Queen. She and the producer, Miss Secret, is off today. So I'm holding down solo, but hey, I'm built for this, so I can do this and what I'm doing. And while you're watching this, make sure you go ahead and start your watch party. After you're finished starting your watch party, go ahead and go ahead and comment in the comment section, done, just so I know that you have actually completed that call to action. And this today is very, very interesting. I met this man today. I haven't known him very long, but I love the spirit and the things that he was saying. We connected by one of IBCC's member, Miss Sandy Johnson, and she was like, I'm going to send you this guy's information and I want you to connect with him. Next thing I know, he's calling me right after the message was sent, and we began to just converse and to talk about success and the spirit of success, and it led to where we are right now, talking about the power of success. Now I'm going to bring in Mr. Jeff Carter from Darling Hair, and he actually is on Fort Hood, but I'm going to let him tell his story himself. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Mr. Jeff, and he is going to introduce himself, and we're going to take it from there. How you doing, Mr. Jeff?
I'm pretty good, R2. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm all over the place. But today, this was important for me to get you on just so we can begin to communicate about the power of success. Because like I was saying before, when we begin to connect in spirit to talk about business, and it just led to other different avenues, and the conversation just went from there. I was like, you know what? Hey, what are you doing at 7 o'clock? Sometimes
Yeah.
that's how things work. Like, you know what? I want to ensure that other people know who I just met, because it's important for them to know just the spirit of this man. It's good to know who owns the business, because then you begin to relate with them a whole lot more. So without further ado, I'd rather you introduce yourself, because I'm not going to do the same justice as you would. Just introduce yourself to the TBP radio viewers.
Yes. I'm Jeff Carter. I believe that the mission started several years ago. Being a black-owned business, I always try to instill that, before this movement that has started this year with the death of George Floyd and all the other young black men and women at the hands of the police, I was always saying that our businesses were for the black community from the very beginning. And it's a shame that we had to deal with uh, young men and women's death to get to this point.
Right.
But we were always focused on opening a business that supports our community, and that's what I've been doing basically all my life.
Right. So was it something that you were introduced to at an early age, or was it something that, like, you know what, if I want to have equity in whether it's my neighborhood or within my family to build wealth, I need to go and do these certain things. So how was it introduced to you?
Um, Funny story. I come up in an entrepreneurial household where I'm gonna take you back to the juke joints and the bootlegging and all that stuff. So I was introduced at a very young age that if you want to be in control of your own destiny, you got to be able to create your own income. So as a child, I saw that, and then I knew that one field trip to the bank, and they took me back in the vault. And one of my classmates was talking about, man, I'm gonna rob this place. Me, I was saying, I'm gonna try to figure out how to make as much money of this money I can get.
Right. And I think that level of influence allowed and shaped the man who you are today. So let's as you can see, I put up there something that this man sent me through an email. He was saying success is having the ability to creatively reinvent yourself. Let's talk about that. How do you see that, and how has that shaped the things and how you do the things that you do today?
Failure was just nothing but a stepstone for me because when I failed, I realized that I wasn't equipped at certain things to be successful. But I learned a lesson every time I attempted one thing. It was like getting another degree of what not to do the next time. So it inspired me even more to uh, get to the
Okay, I think he is frozen. We hope he comes back.
am I here now?
All right, you're here now.
Okay.
You still
Okay.
kind of frozen, but they can hear you. They can read
Okay.
lips.
Okay. So what I was really saying is that um, failure was nothing for me but a stepping stone. And I looked at each time that I attempted something and I wasn't successful, it was not because of anything else other than myself or my lack of not knowing.
Hmm.
So it inspired me to know even more and put myself around people that would talk the language so that I can understand how to apply it. And that's kind of how I was inspired to continue to be in and out of different businesses because businesses have a season.
Hmm.
Businesses don't laugh if it's not it lasts if it's not a franchise. Time
Right.
changes, like technology change, and it can actually outdate your business. But you have to be quick enough to reinvent yourself so that you can be successful either in the same venue or another venue. But most
Right.
people, it's a deterrent for them because you basically lose money when time changes if you're not ahead of it. So that's what you have to really be uh, aware of is knowing that when time changes, your business model has to change as well.
Right. So I don't want to just jump into the beauty supply store because I know that's what people's waiting for. Um,
Yeah.
so so let's to me, failure, as you said, failure is the stepping stone to your success. Failure is you have to be resilient when you reach that point of failure. Failure could be the friction point that can lead you to that level of success. So failure is necessary. Of course, for those that are entrepreneurs, those who actually have fought for success knows, yes, you're going to lose sleep. Yes, you may lose family. Yes, you may lose friends. Yes, you may go days without eating and be like, oh man, I didn't eat today. Well, I'm tired. Let me go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. By the time you see it again, it's already dinner time. And
Hmm.
you're trying to figure out, man, when's the last time I ate? I've been there, and I'm sure you've been there. So, how have you adjusted through failure? And adjusting through failure is kind of like businesses adjusting during COVID and developing what their new next is going to be.
Well, failure, you always see it coming, whether you want to realize it or not, or you want to wait till the last minute to let it hit you all at one time. As failure approaches, you have to see it coming far away so that you can make your adjustments to minimize the blow. Now, most people can't see the failure or just going to hang in there to the last minute. You can't do that. So you always have to have more than one opportunity to reinvent your business. If it's either the same business or take what you have left out of that business that's not going to be successful so that you can go into another venture. Of course, do your homework before you jump into something else, but you always have to be able to shift gears. And I find that's probably been one of my strengths as to where I know how to shift gears. For instance, I'll give you the story about COVID-19. It has
Mhm.
been a blessing for me and disastrous for others.
Right.
Um, I was I was 3 weeks into opening up the store at Fort Hood, and what happened was COVID happened, shut it down. But at the same time, I'm a government man.
Right.
I've always been military, DoD, and different departments, and dealing with contracts. I switched gears and started selling PPE to the VA.
Hmm.
And that was a blessing because that was something that was needed. Governor Cuomo, thank you for letting people know that we shouldn't be in a situation where we should not have PPE in America. But that was an opportunity for people that know how to creatively uh, switch venues at the time during the pandemic, and I was able to do that pretty successful.
Right. Um, One of the things that I've learned, especially in COVID, is really going to prepare you for learning about the intricacies of your business.
Hmm.
If you was not in that digital space, then you have to understand that there is something about your business that should have a digital component. Yes, the word for technology that I'm using is the word digital. Digital means finding out what aspect that you're going to use and how do you digitize it. And going into just like you said, learning that if your business had slowed down from one aspect, you're going to have to, as they say, um, flatten the curve. Me, I wasn't worried about a curve because I wasn't at that curve. I have always stayed on course and continue to forge forward. So within the fabrics of your business, you have to develop what your parallels are. He understood that his parallels was government, but still understanding that the foundation of the government and the beauty supply store was business.
Yeah.
Figuring out what your parallel is. So if your parallel is a brick and mortar, then you should have a digital component, meaning e-commerce. Figuring out if you have a website, then you can go and develop a ClickFunnels. It is still a parallel of a website, but then they're going exactly to the source of clicking on that item, and you're collecting data. So figure out what your parallel is within your business, as well as figure out what about your business that you have and should digitize in order for you to be fluid and functional at the same time. So as you begin to shift into selling PPE, when did you go back to the foundation of business to go into the beauty supply industry and just really hitting home with that?
Well, during that time, it was a 3-month period that I actually just looked at all of the different distributors that I needed to make sure that I had set up once the doors were open back up for me at Fort Hood, and start ordering right away, so that once they said open your doors back up, that I was more than ready to and prepared for the barrage of people that was waiting for me to open back up. So it started day one. I never stopped the business plan of the beauty supply because I knew it was going to be so successful because of just the beauty industry as a whole. I already knew they're ready. I'm talking about they can't do without hair. They can't do without the neck up. They want to be beauty from the neck up, and I know that I can fit that particular requirement for most women and even men. Men want the beard right, they want the hair right, the color, everything. It was all in one. So I was always prepared. So when they called me at the end of May, I hit the ground running and haven't stopped since.
Right. So now tell the people what about Darling Hair should people know about?
First, it is the Darling Hair comes from Africa. Darling Hair is in Nairobi, Kenya. They are the manufacturer of the brand Darling Hair, and I became their partner for North America to bring Darling Hair from Africa to America. But all that most people know is the Asian brand hair, because that's where they got the original ideals from. It was made in Africa, and they just were able to market it because Africa being the third world country, they just didn't have a relationship with anyone here. So that got me interested. Started a beauty salon in Bahrain in the Middle East, which is still operational right now, focusing for the Navy personnel and all military and DoD personnel working and living in that area right now. So I said, when I come back 2018, it was inspiring to come back and bring that particular product to America, which they're not familiar with, but it's a better quality, but they still want what they want. So I had to be able to readjust my plan to give them what they wanted, and also introduce them to other products that they don't even know exist.
So this store is not just Black owned, it's Black founded.
Definitely.
That's something that I will say is very different. Because your products come from Africa. You have those who own beauty supply stores who fly all the way to China and go into those back offices and learn and take pictures and make deals and wholesales from China in order to ship it to come from customs in order for them to put it in their store. Yours is blackety black. So it's all the way through. So I commend you on that. Definitely commend you on doing your homework and figuring out, if I'm going to make an impact in this industry, I need to go back and find someone that relates to my message, first of all, and then relating to your message, know and understand that they have a responsibility in this wealth game too. So
definitely.
what was it like going to Africa and them receiving you for the first time?
Believe it or not, I always have that kick in door mentality. I'm coming in, I'm telling you what I want, I'm telling you exactly how I want to do it, and give you the game plan because you don't know I'm coming. And
Hmm.
so, the military, we call it bluff, the bottom line up front. I
Right.
want to do business with you. I want to take your product to America. So it's exciting for them to hear that particular aggressiveness because they're very passive. But one of the things that they really enjoyed was the fact that everything that I told them that I was going to do, I did it. I
Mm.
didn't just come. I flew there to Kenya 4 different times. I flew to China. I've been to India. I've been to all over East Africa, learning the different qualities of hair, whether it be human or synthetic, and the effect that it has when a woman of color put it in their hair. Um, and some people have allergic reactions. So you had to learn the business
Right.
so that when you give something to the military brothers and sisters, or just overall, that you're giving them a good quality product. And that's what it's all about: knowing your product, knowing that you can stand behind it, knowing that people are not going to complain. And that's what you make base your success on, is they are happy when they leave and they continue to come back over and over and they tell other people.
So you had to be an apprentice to the industry.
Correct.
That's a powerful thing. I definitely understand being apprentice to your craft because every entrepreneur knows and understand I have to always maintain that student mentality because there is something that I don't know that I need to go and seek and find to know. And that's the same thing that you said. I might not know the industry, but I'm going to the people that knows about this industry, and I'm going to be an apprentice to success
Correct.
because you guys already had the blueprint and you understood it. So I'm going to sit at your foot and humble myself to learn about your industry just so I can be successful and speak those words of success and breathe life into a community of people who normally go to the Asian market and purchase their product. So what was it like for you? Has there been any blockage or someone trying to, you know, defeat you in some sort of way?
Well, I eliminated my enemies first because once they found out that I had a supplier from Africa,
Yeah.
they love to compete too. They want to get that dollar too.
Yeah.
When they said, "Well, who do you do business with now? Who are you carrying?" I tell them Darlene Hare from Africa. They know that name, and so I kind of disarmed them with that, letting them know I'm here to do business,
Right.
and the business that I'm after is, of course, the military market, of course, but at the same time, I wanted to know why they were so desperately blocking black-owned businessmen and women from stopping beauty supplies in the communities,
Hmm.
because they will not sell you the good product, or they will not sell it to you at the price where you can compete against their Korean brother or cousin
Hmm.
that is in the cities all over America. So you have to figure a way to get around that. And by the time that you say, well, let me go contact Jeff and maybe he can sell it to me wholesale,
Yeah.
well, there's a problem with that. If
Mm.
I'm buying it at a wholesale price, and I would almost have to give it to you at the price that I'm giving it to you at
Yeah.
so that you can compete,
Yeah.
because they will not sell it to you. So it's really a situation where um, you have to disarm them by saying, "Hey, I think there's enough for everybody," but they don't feel that it is, because they claim ownership to the black dollar. All
Yeah.
Asian businesses claim ownership to the black dollar, and if people don't, the convenience
Mm.
stores, the liquor stores, they're going to have everything in our community to where that if you try to do something, they'll get together and try their best to stop you from doing it.
Yeah.
Co-
I think that's like super deep. I was like I was saying in the beginning, I was moved by your energy and your tenacity. I think every business owner should have a level of tenacity. You might not have the same tenacity as the person to your left or to your right, but you should have a level of tenacity. A level of tenacity is wisdom,
Mhm.
knowing when to speak and when not to speak,
Mhm.
knowing when to move and when not to move. That's what a level of tenacity actually really means. Like for me, I used to make meetings before the meetings actually exist. I'll call people like, hey, how you doing? Blah 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 blah. What are you doing on Tuesday at 2 o'clock? Does that work for you? I've scheduled a whole meeting in my conversation, and the only thing they can say is, yeah, Tuesday is clear. All right, I'll send you an email confirmation and let you know what we discussed and we talked about, and I'll see you at Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Is this the address? Yeah, that's the address. All right, I'll see you on Tuesday. I scheduled a whole meeting and conversations,
Right.
and that right there, you have to have a level of tenacity to understand that you have to also have a level of persuasion as well as have a level of influence. Like you're saying, you went to Africa and gave them and showed them a level of tenacity. And then you persuaded them that you have a level of influence that to go back to go to the United States and be a spokesperson because you went taking their brand.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was I just took your whole business model and gave it to everybody and gave it to everybody else because, man, I love it. I mean, I definitely understand how you did it. So let people know, those that are on now, speak about the store. Where is it located and how can people be a part of what you have going on?
The store is located on Fort Hood in the main exchange, and I mean inside the exchange, right where the cashier is at. My storefront is right there. When you pay the checkout there, you walk right into my front door. It's for anyone that can access the base. If you can't access the base, you can go on the website, darlinghairkenya.com. It's an e-commerce. All the products that we have in the store is on e-commerce as well. We ship around the world to APO, FPO, any place that a military member is stationed at overseas or a DOD or contractor. We send it anywhere that they are, as well as here in the United States. And those are the things that, like you were saying about being digital, business does not stop when you actually have brick and mortar as well as e-commerce.
Right.
And people think that it's just for, blacks only. It's multicultural. And that's what we have to get to. When we open up a business as a black man or woman, make it multicultural where no matter whether you're in our community or not, you will find that people will find you to get what they want if it fits what they're looking for.
Right.
So, but if you brand yourself as just being black owned and that's all you're after, no, you're black owned from a standpoint of ownership, but you are a businessman or woman as far as from a business and being successful. So that's kind of where most people think that the line is drawn as to where that their customer base is only going to come from the black community, because you basically take color out of it when you've got an e-commerce site.
Yeah.
You take it out, and you never know that the person that may not be looking at the product and they come in there. My daughter is married to an African American or someone from another color, so I do have the black community in my family, rooted in my family, that I may be shopping for. That happens all the time. So those are the things that we offer at Fort Hood. We've just expanded to a bigger store inside of the exchange. The first one was so successful, they wanted me to do a second one. What's coming up is a braiding shop. First one ever in the history of exchange to have a braiding shop on a military installation. We're starting that at Fort Hood. We're in the running for the salon also, that is available here in the next 2 months. We may be getting the contract for the salon as well.
So you're going to be hiring?
Oh, that's the other thing. I'm hiring for braiders right now. I need braiders. I need someone who wants to
Put it
come
out
here.
there. Let the people know.
I'm looking for at least 6 professional braiders to come to Fort Hood and work with us and make sure we provide a great service for the military members and all the veterans and retirees that come there looking for that service but can't get it on base.
Licensed.
Oh, no, braiders don't have to be licensed in the state of Texas.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. But so make sure now, how can someone reach out to you?
Again, they can go to the website, or they can actually call 214-743-0276. That's 214-743-0276. I always answer my calls. If I don't, I may be in a meeting, but I will call back.
Okay, as you can see, I did put the phone number in the chat, 214-713-0276. So make sure you reach out to Mr. Carter. Let him know that you've seen his interview on TBP Radio, and then he will say, oh, okay, yeah, I remember doing that. So how can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
If there are 6 braiders out there, I'm sure there is.
Mm-hmm.
There is a job for you. Now, something that I have now, I did say I wanted to let you out. So I got a video for you.
Okay.
And it was very interesting. Let me take this screen share away and bring the other one in. All right, family. So this one is pretty deep. He don't even know what's coming up. So this video, what his responsibility is to analyze what this means. The name of this video is called The Power of Success. So we're going to play this video, and then I need you to describe how you see it in the business setting. So let me make this large. Let me hit play. And there's 3 segments, and I'm going to chop it up for you. Let me make sure I turn the sound on. I want to mess myself up. All right, there we go. Audio. All right, here we go. All right, you ready?
Ready.
So he say, all right, people, here we go. I muted myself. All right. How do you see that first one?
The first one is a person actually is selling themselves to the devil for success, and they reinventing themselves to do whatever they need to do to please the devil to get the goal that they're after.
Okay, that's one way to look at it. So I'm gonna show you the second one. Now I'm gonna give it to you from my perspective. All right, so you have this. Let me show it again to the other people, some people who just came in. And I'm gonna play it again, and I'm gonna give you my twist on it.
Okay.
myself. I was muted again.
Hmm.
All right. This is how I saw that part. It's multidimensional. So he stayed with the you're gonna be around people who y'all just gonna think the same. But is that going to get you to where you are trying to go? You may have to go places that they're not going to look like you. And that may be the place to where you learn certain things. That's when he said, okay, I may need to learn what you did. Like when you went to Africa.
Hmm.
If you stayed in that same circle of people that thought in a certain way, your tenacity took you to Africa to learn how they did it. And then once they acknowledge your tenacity, they were like, oh, okay, he's cool. Bloop, they feel you felt. I mean, they feel that, okay, bet he's got it, he's good. Now I want you to carry our products.
Hmm.
Okay, now you coming back. Now you can go to the Asians and say, oh no, this guy, he's going to steal our customers, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm sorry. I went Darling. Oh man, we can't touch him. Hands off. Bloop, your head change again. So they had to let down their guard. And then you was like, hey, I have to leave some of y'all alone in order for me to get to my next level of success. And that's where he is with the trophy. That's my take on it.
Okay. But added to that.
But I get how you said it. I get how you see it.
Yeah, because again, you like again reinventing yourself, and as you pointed out, going to the Koreans already having a product comparable or even better than what they could offer me was the key. I was able to counter them saying no, like I don't need you. I don't really need you. I'd like for you to join, but I don't need you. So that was my attitude when I go to them. Is that I had a bargaining chip that most people don't have.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we're gonna go to number 2.
All right.
All right, how you see that?
Well, just a summary of what I've is that the first portion is the person that was successful was willing to share their success with you to give you an opportunity to do the same. But at the same time, you decided to only give them a portion of your success because you was able to you was able to increase what he gave you. So I take that as this: there's enough to go around for everybody, but some people don't feel that they're willing to take the risk to give all back to you, and then they will have nothing. So there's enough for everybody, but sometimes when people get that money in their hand, they change, and they're not willing to do what you would do for them in the same scenario.
Yep. So we was on the, we thought the same way. So I don't have to go back, but just the caveat what he to caveat on that. Sometimes you're gonna have to let people be where they are. Karma is going to take care of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like he gave them, as you see, he had his cap on as he met that level of success, like you said, he brought it back to the community, or he brought it back to his people. He brought it back to someone who was trying to get up to his level, but he wasn't trying to hold on to it.
Right.
He wanted to give to someone else just so they can reach their level of success. And once that person got to his level of success, he said, okay, yeah, I'm going to teach you how to do that. Hey, can you teach me how to? Nah, you might be better than me. I'm gonna hold on to this. He said, nah, I'm good. And he tried to walk away. Karma got him.
Right.
So sometimes you're going to have to let people go. Let them, I'm talking too much into the next one. Sometimes you're gonna I'll leave it alone, because I was about to tell about the next one. All right. So you're gonna go to the next one. All right, how you seen that?
Well, a lot of times businesses with partners end up in a bad way.
Yeah.
And you could be lifelong friends and lifetime enemies in business sometimes. And that's kind of how I saw that last video, as to where that you were working as a team, but you were working against one another instead of working together.
Yeah.
And when you work separately, trying to do the same thing, the only thing that can happen is failure.
Yeah. Spot on. I have no caveat to that. So you did good on that one. All right, so we're gonna take you to the last one. All right, how you see it?
Success takes teamwork. It takes a team to be truly successful. Individually, it's hard to be successful from an individual standpoint. So independence was something that I learned was only a middle ground. Interdependent is where you become successful at. When
That's
you're,
deep.
interdependent is the highest level that you can join together and find like-minded people that you can be successful together.
Right.
And then still have more than what you would have had if you stayed individual.
I like that. That's deep. For me, I just seen it. Everyone, they play their part.
Yeah.
If you play your part, you play your role, and you understand the burden that everyone had to carry.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what obstacles what obstacles come our way, as long as we're doing what we're doing. If I'm bearing this load, and you're bearing your load, and the next person is bearing their load, just like that cliff that was in between them, it doesn't matter, because you know that you're trying to get to that end state. And that's what I see. So for those that have watched all those videos, I'll say this. If you're interested with that link that I found, and you have a class and you want to take that to someone and say, okay, I got something that I want you guys to see. When I found this video, I'm like, oh man, it's going to be a good one. Let me see what he's going to say and how he's going to see it. And you did real well. Again, I've loved the way you think when we were on the phone, but just hearing it now and seeing this just pretty much took me to a whole nother level. I just like what you're doing, and I appreciate you for not holding on to the fear of stepping into a $1 billion industry that traditionally started with us.
Mhm.
There was no one braiding hair I'll leave that alone. Y'all can take how y'all want to take it. Y'all can do what y'all want to do with it. We know where the braiding came from. We know where all that stuff came from. They came and did what they did. I leave that alone.
Hmm.
But Mr. Jeff, hey, I applaud you and your staff, your team, your wife, whoever your support system is. Just keep planting them seeds, because everything that you're doing right now is going to be record breaking. You're already started with history into the AAFES platform, and having the ability to duplicate that process and put you in a whole nother spectrum to where you can maintain wealth, not just within your bloodline, but duplicate that wealth with other people, because you started to learn it first. And for those that are out there, what can you do for the salons that's in the city of Killeen that want products that they interested with getting in contact with you or doing business with you?
Well, again, there's a lot that I can do, as long as they understand the price for success takes some discipline as well. Some people want you to just give them their success, um, and it's impossible to give my success to them. But if they're willing to learn how they can get it themselves, I'm always open to show somebody the ropes, and tell them A, B, C, D. This is what you have to have in order to get started to where I'm already at. But some people don't want to do the A, B, C, D. They want you to already do it, and then just like the video show, give it to them.
Mm,
And there's a process, and being willing to learn the process is what's necessary. Learn the process,
right.
do the due diligence. It's not a white or black thing. It's a system that they have here in America that you must learn, and don't be afraid to make money and pay taxes. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
You just got to learn how to keep more of your taxes in your pocket, like 45 do. You just got to learn not to pay taxes. You work hard to make money, but work twice as hard to keep it in your pocket legally.
Right.
So that's I can tell them what they need to do, but they still have an obstacle with one another, competing with one another for the same dollar.
Right.
You better be good at your craft.
Mm.
That's all I got to say. You got to be on top of your game, as if you're trying to get the last customer in Killeen. You got to be on top of your game, and
Right.
don't take any short corners. No shortcuts, because there is no shortcut in business. It's a shortcut to get out of business, but that's the only shortcut that you're going to have, is a bad reputation, and people will not come to you.
Mm. That's deep. Again, for those that are watching, there is a new Black-owned beauty supply store. It is on Fort Hood. For those who have access to Fort Hood, you can go to the mall inside of the PX itself and go ahead and shop. And also let him know that you've seen his interview that he did on TVP Radio, and then go from there and shop and just, this man is a resource, but we need to ensure that we protect him at the same time. For those who understand, we should still protect this man, because he definitely has a blueprint, and that blueprint could definitely change the game, not just in his household, but in our city as a whole, because now he's in a whole new economic bracket when he go in there, and he does not have to go to the Koreans. The Koreans can't stop his platform. The Koreans can't stop his tenacity, his energy, his drive. They can't stop it at all. Why? Because he is getting it strictly from the source, and they are just wanting to build this wealth system just like we are. But now this is the connection between Africa and the U.S., or Africa and Black Americans, and how we can bridge that gap. Do you have any last words, Mr. Jeff?
Well, I guess my last word is this. The Darling Hair brand started in 1974 in Nairobi, Kenya. And I see all these African braiding shops. Stop using Asian hair if you're an African braiding shop that can provide you with African hair,
Ooh.
that's made in Africa for us, by us.
Oh man, that's that last part. Hey, I'm not gonna say he's putting y'all on blast, but there's some truth to what the man said.
Yes, you get a better quality. They know what they're doing. I've never seen an Asian person to my knowledge, wearing braids.
Mm.
To my knowledge, I've never seen it in all of my travels. Never seen it. So, you know, you're building an opportunity for the Africans to have great business in America. But right now, it's almost at zero because people don't know about it.
Mm.
They got to spread the word.
Hey, make sure you guys give him a call. The number again is in the live. It's at 214-713-0276. I say
Seven
again. Say
seven
again.
four three 743.
Oh man, I messed that up. All right. So 214
743.
743.
Yeah.
Okay.
0276.
0276. All right. So now the correct number is inside the chat. 214-743-0276. And let the salons know that there is a blackety black all the way to the root and the foundation of Black beauty supply stores. And I'm definitely going to pass your information on. There's beauty supplies, Black owned beauty supply stores in Pflugerville that I know of. I've done advertising and marketing for her. There's a new Black owned beauty supply store that opened up in Houston that I know the owners. And of course, there's a plethora of them in Dallas area. But I think when we know who does what, just like you've seen in that last video, we carry the load and do not allow the obstacles to stop us from our travel, nor impede us from traveling forward in a direction that is progressive. It's going to take innovative thoughts. It's going to take relationships, and it's going and should be founded on trust. If we can start and create trust within our culture, then we can begin to change the economic state that we're in. Oftentimes, trust will destroy progression.
Definitely. And just to tag on to what you're saying is to where trust is very important, but at the same time, you must be able to create an avenue where you can trust one another, because you have more to gain by trusting someone that has the ability to take you to another level by, not just trusting them with your money, but, verify. Yeah, trust, but verify so that you're not throwing your kids' college education money down that you're going to be able to pay for every 4 years, out of your pocket. So
Right.
you have to realize that if you don't try, you fail by not trying. You can succeed by trying, but you will definitely fail by not trying.
Right.
Because the system is set up for you to be enslaved to it. This system in America with taxes and, I got to put money in my PTSP. You got to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, you put your destiny in their control. And that's what you got to start taking back.
Right.
If you take our dollar and how powerful our dollar is and put it within our community and let it circulate in our community, you'll see how many jobs will be created. You'll see how many people that come out of your neighborhoods that become millionaires because of that black dollar. Every time I go to the Asian distributors, they're driving Mercedes, they're driving, BMWs, they're driving the nice cars, they're living in the nice neighborhoods. And it's all because of our dollar, but their aggressiveness though. But they have manufacturing on their side. They come from countries that manufacture the products that we buy. So they already know they can call back home and get a manufacturer to drop ship everything to them in their warehouse by the truckloads. So we don't have that yet.
Yeah.
Yet. We have it available. Darling has it available, but you just don't know that it exists. It's available, but you just got to get there. And together you can get there. Separately, it's hard to bring containers of hair to the United States for our community. But together, you can bring a whole shipload of hair to America that's made in Africa that you can put in your your beauty supply stores, if that's what you desire.
So it sounds like Mr. Jeff is going to be creating a going back to Africa hair trip for people who's interested with tapping into that market. I'm just going to put it out there in the space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's out there. I'm not saying that he will, and I'm definitely not saying that he won't. I think that would be a powerful, because I know the president of the, I mean, you might know him too, I'm sure. The president of the National Black Hair Store Association.
Okay.
That hair store association is actually headquartered in California. If you don't know him, I can definitely make that connection and let y'all talk. It would definitely change the game for the hair stores. That falls under the umbrella of the national level, because every hair store, those that are members of the hair store, I'm sure there may be plenty of them that knows nothing that's going on in Nairobi, that knows nothing about what Jeff knows, that knows nothing about where Jeff went, that knows
Right.
nothing about Jeff's tenacity. So with that being said, I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, those who's tapping into the industry, there's going to be a trip coming up. I don't know when it is. It may be 2025. I don't know. I don't know what this COVID is going to do, but whatever it is, it needs to happen, because this man's found a blueprint. And I appreciate you for having that tenacity and bringing it to the show, and bringing it to people that did not know anything about your beauty supply store. And again, like I said to you on the phone, I think there should, I'm very interested with having that grand opening, and then just making it as large as we can, because right now you're it.
Yeah.
There's no other Black-owned beauty supply store in this city, or they've came and they've went. It was on W.S. Young. It was across the street from the mall. It was in Copper's Cove. They did not survive, but you have the ability to survive because you're on that installation that has residual income every 1st and 15th. So now you can be a staple, not just in its community, but you can be a staple in the AAFES market, to where, I mean, I'll just get off my horse. I mean, I just see past where you are right now, because when you break records and make history then speaks for itself, and then it repeats itself, and you can drag and drop that whole thing in Fort Campbell, drag and drop the whole thing in Fort Bragg, drag it and drop it at Fort Benning, because the same thing is in those particular areas. Not a lot or not at all Black-owned beauty supply stores. Man, it's just too much. But again, I appreciate you for doing what you're doing. For those that are watching, again, make sure you give Mr. Jeff a call. Call him tomorrow. Don't call this man on no Sunday. Call the man tomorrow. 254. Don't be sending him a text message. Hey, I seen your interview. Can I call you right now? No, call him tomorrow. He's up in Dallas. Call him tomorrow right now. 214-743-0276. For those that seen the wrong number, don't dial that number. Don't say, man, he messed me up. He put in the wrong number. My bad. I corrected it. 214-743-0276, and reach out to him and let him know that you've seen the interview on TVP Radio. Hey, Mr. Jeff, my hat's off to you, and continue to do what you do, because if you are the missing link to the hair care industry in North America, you not only have a lot of responsibility that's going to be on your shoulder, but you're going to be our game changer. For those that's watching, we might be watching history right now. This is going to be our modern CJ Walker, which is Mr. Mr. Jeff Carter. So I'm not calling you no female, just, you know what I'm saying, the hair care thing.
But look here, a grand opening this Friday. Grand opening. They don't want to miss out because we have a lot to offer.
Okay,
a lot to offer.
So this is what we're gonna do. For those that are watching, I will now. Do you have any graphics on this about the grand opening?
Yes.
Email me the graphics, and just off of good faith, I'm going to put the graphics in and invite the members of the Innovation Black Chamber of Commerce to be there for the grand opening for the beauty supply store. Majority of the members are veterans, so they have no issue with getting on. If you are a veteran and you want a carpool, get with someone and bring them in, and let's celebrate our Blackness. This hair care store is opening up during National Black Business Month. Let's support this. And also with the Innovation Black Chamber of Commerce, the graphics will be out to where we have successfully brought into pass proclamation for National Black Business Month is in Bell County. Cove is doing a proclamation. Harker Heights is doing a proclamation. Killeen is doing a proclamation. Temple, Texas is doing a proclamation. And we're going to be awarding historically Black businesses that are still in operation. Like the oldest Black business that is currently in operation right now is out of Temple, Texas, which is Branson and Dawson. That funeral home has been open since 1920. So we're going to celebrate them during the Temple proclamation reading. That information will go out. Once they give us the time, we're going to push that information out. But I employ everyone that is watching right now, if you can get on Fort Hood, what time is it on Friday?
Starting at 9 o'clock.
9 in the morning. Woo! Hey, get up in the morning.
Yeah, but basically, really, that's
breakfast.
a warm up, and then 10 o'clock from 10 till 4:30.
Okay, so 9 o'clock is going to be your soft opening or your grand opening?
The grand opening is at 10, but it's going to take it through the weekend.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, so those that are watching, make sure if you can get on post, which I can. If you can get on post, let's be there. Support this grand opening of this Black beauty supply store. Make sure you bring your mask. If you don't have mask, he's going to sell you a mask anyway. So make sure you come prepared with your PPE, because that is just the nature that is the environment that we're living in right now. So let's go to Fort Hood in the PX, in the mall area, and let's be there for it. For this, man, I'm excited. So I'll be there. I'll invite the chamber members there, and let's pray and make sure that we maintain this level of success. I know you killed the game financially last week, but let's make sure we kill it and duplicate it more and more, because I mean, 1, 2, 3, not it. You the man right now.
Well,
so I appreciate you for being here and being a part of TBP Radio and just jumping on this, because it was a conversation. And then 30 minutes later, I asked you, what are you doing? And here we are talking about this Black business that is going to be a staple. Historically, he's already breaking records, but culturally, this man is setting trends of you do not have to shop outside of your circle. Create your own circle and let other people shop in your circle. And once we do that, then we control the economics, not just in our homes, but also in our communities. And this is what TBP Radio is about. We are about business, community, and culture. If you're interested with being a guest on TBP Radio, make sure you email tbpradioguest@gmail.com. That's Tango Bravo Papa radioguest@gmail.com, and send us an email, and then we'll schedule you for your days that you want to be a guest here on TBP Radio. I appreciate you, Mr. Jeff. And again, those who want to reach out to him, make sure you call him or probably text him. Text him. Now, you can text him today, but call him tomorrow. No, I'm just playing. Text him at 214-743-0276. Man, I'm excited, but I appreciate you for what you're doing, and you guys be blessed. Why? Because tomorrow is another day for you to be successful, and we appreciate you.